Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Hope everyone's doing well out there in crypto nerd land. Guess what? You're a day late and an algo short because this is yesterday's Algorand news. Actually, it's kind of like last week's Algorand news, but that's alright. Forgive me, we've been busy with Decipher. Hit me up on Twitter, I'm at RealMontyAllen, or hit hashtag AlgoNews. Maybe you'll make tomorrow's newsworthy show. And of course, I am your crypto nerd. Up first, we're going to follow the money here. So, big picture stuff. So, at Decipher, I couldn't, there's too many small projects. We're going to get to a bunch of those projects. We've got another project to track the projects, but I want to track some big picture stuff here. So, big picture, raising money. Algofi made a big splash here with 2.8 million, and I think this is a really important project for the entire ecosystem because we really are missing that sort of, catalyst to the next level. YLDY did it for a while. OPUL is kind of the next thing. Algofi seems like they are the next kind of darling that's going to get us up there. Oh, Tiny Man did a great job as well. So, 2.8 million they raised, which seems like a lot of money. However, I could make it a case that it's not enough. I would like to see them raise some more because a big project like this, we need them to go big or go home. I need them to lose a little bit of money because I need them to build on a big enough scale that they're going to make a difference. They're going to start relatively small with a $10 million liquidity pool. I kind of like that move. I mean, I do like the methodical approach. Hey, let's just make sure what we've got is good before we grow. But eventually they need to get to, 10 times that, 20 times that, 30 times that to make the kind of significant difference that we're looking for. 2.8 million buys them a lot of runway, though. So I like what they're doing. And I got to tell you, the two guys there, they're like the dynamic duo. It's like they're both geniuses, and there couldn't be a better couple of guys to go out and make this happen. So 2.8 million in their hands, it's going to make a big difference. Now, Arrington Capital is one of the major investors that they've got there, and Arrington doesn't mess around. Check it out. They've got X-Backed, Algofi, Tiny Man, and C3 Protocol, amongst a whole slew of other projects here. Look, there's so many I gotta scroll through. You can't even see all of them, right? And going all the way back, obviously, to XRP. Hence the name, right? XRP in Arrington. Now, they've got a ton of projects in Algorand. In fact, I think they have announced 100 million, but by my tally, I think it might actually be more than 100 million in the Algorand blockchain. That's not the only blockchain that they invest in, but it's a good amount. And so, anyway, I like the fact that Arrington has backed them and that Arrington is bringing their resources, I assume, to bear so that they can help out. Now, that's just part of the money, though, that's invested in. Now, they're a big portion of it, but Scaramucci Skybridge raised 100 million for Algorand and then just immediately said, nah, we're going to raise that up to 250 million, right? Now, they don't seem to be investing in projects. They just seem like they're just buying up Algorand itself, the coin. And I don't know if they're staking that, if they're just collecting rewards or what, but I mean, that's cool. 250 million, in investments there on chain. That's pretty awesome. So awesome that he says, hey, his analysts think that Algorand can flip Ethereum and go from, top 20 to top 2. That's a pretty strong move, right? So I'm all about it. So Mooch, bring it on. I love that bullish sentiment, and another 250 million on, in the investment side doesn't hurt things. Now, Borderless Capital, they have said, hey, you know what? 250 million? Nah, that's nothing. Half a billion dollars, $500 million Borderless wants to put in, and this is just their phase 2, right? They're like Marvel Universe. Phase 1, that was nothing. Wait till you see phase 2. Phase 1 was like 200 million. Now they've got 500 million, and their portfolio includes things like, also look, Tiny Man, YLDY, Reach, Algo Mint, Opulus, Xfinity, Six Clovers, Into the Block, Flare, Osprey, which itself sponsored events over at Decipher. Now, so they have spun off some major companies there in their portfolio. Look, the extra 10 million for Planets that just went down. This is nothing to sneeze at. I will say, one of the great things about all of these folks is their accessibility. Their willingness at Decipher to just kind of mosey around and talk to everybody, to talk about new projects, talk about what's coming up, just to kind of be there and be present and have conversations was fantastic. It's kind of mind-boggling that they didn't sequester themselves off in like a green room somewhere. Now, I'm sure they did a little bit to get away from the masses, but they were in high demand as far as their attention goes, and they met that. So for the 2 days that I saw them over there in Decipher, and I think even after that, there were a couple of other events, they were very accessible. Not just the Borderless folks, but all the VCs that were there. Now, let's look at Matt. So Matt Zhang says, all right, $500 million? Hold my beer. I got 1.5 billion. And can I show this chart? I think I can. Here we go. And he just put out this amazing chart here that says, that overlays what the internet was like from 92 to 97 compared to what crypto was like from 2016 to 2021. And the growth curve is similar. History doesn't always repeat itself, but it does rhyme. My history teacher would say. So the curvature here is similar. Now, in 1997, where was the internet? It was like dial-up connections. You've got mail. Still in 1997. Now, if you think back to that, to where we are now, I don't know how much like crypto can like crazy adjust between, you know, in the next decade and a half, but it's gonna be amazing, leaps and bounds. It's already been amazing over the last 4 years that I've been involved. It has been quite remarkable. And so it's so much so that Matt says, hey, you know what? I got $1.5 billion to put it on here, and let's see what happens. Now, it's not all going to be an Algorand, but Algorand is the first named partner. The website is just sparse. It's almost like the more money they want to put into crypto, the less information they put on their website. But they did put out this, what do they call this? A press release. And he's talking about programmable money, open internet, blockchain protocols, virtual world. So metaverse, I think, is another, you know, kind of terminology for the virtual world. So, I don't know. Borderless is sort of looking at, you know, DeFi applications, it seems like, is what their main focus is. I know Algorand's putting a lot of focus on DeFi, and it looks like Hive is looking at DeFi, but also metaverse applications, and there's some overlay there as well. Take a look at Borderless's website here. They've got just their information. Here, follow me on social media. Arrington's got literally like 4 links here. So these VCs, like, they don't put a whole lot of information on their website. You got to go digging around to go find it. But it is interesting to see that, hey, we've got about $2 billion set aside so far, just between like these, like, you know, handful of folks. They've got $2 billion set aside. And that's you know, that's just the tip of the iceberg. So as far as following the money, I feel pretty confident investing my little measly sums, you know, following in their, like, hitching a ride to their coattails on some of these other projects, and not even really, you know, I'm involved in some of the coins, which are not really the projects, but if you go to like a place like Republic, maybe you can get some of that action as well. Let's just check in on some of that smaller, like, in the coin world here. So YLDY, if you're not yield farming and you're in the Algorand ecosystem, are you even really here? Check it out. So OPUL jumped up to 71%. I think because they just listed on Huobi, and so their price jumped up, so their APY jumped up. But you should really check out some of these yield farms on YLDY. Their own native token is returning APY of 30%. Smiles down here at 46. Choice, which is their newest one, is at 49%. ARC's at 54%. Some really good APYs. So if you're not into the coins, if you want to invest in, you know, some of the structure behind the scenes or the actual companies, you can invest in real estate through Republic. Now, Republic themselves raised money on Algorand. Their note was via Algorand, and I think we saw Borderless actually invested in Republic. So Borderless owns Republic, which then re-raises money for other projects. So I don't know, is that by proxy? You know, maybe they own some of the other things. I don't know. But Quantum RE is a real estate firm that is working with Algorand. The city funds are also working with Algorand. I'm involved with the city funds, so I am a bit biased there. I am actually surprised that there are only 255 investors in the Miami City Fund. There's 14 days left. If you follow the update here, you'll notice they're talking about their involvement with Algorand here, trying to kind of move the needle and move towards that blockchain mentality. And they've got more city funds announced: Houston, Nashville, Tampa, and Phoenix. So you can invest in a couple of cities now, and these other cities are coming up. It's interesting to see that you can invest through Republic on chain now, or at least be involved in the Algorand ecosystem more and more. If you are somebody who visited Decipher and has one of these AlgoGators, apparently there's a whole bunch of you, just 25 of you, just trying to sell these suckers already. Some of you, though, I know you're not really trying to sell them. Like this 100,000, like you're just trying to show off. Like, I get it, that's cool. I might throw mine up here for 46,000. I like the 46,000 numbers because I like that transactions per second number. But some of you are just straight up trying to sell these things. I don't know what's going to happen with these AlgoGators in the future, but I gotta feel like there's going to be some like extra benefits. Like if you go to like Decipher 2022 and you've got an AlgoGator from the 2021, like maybe it gets you into the secret party room. I don't know what's going on, but we'll see. Speaking of NFTs, Climate Trade, great partner with the KryptoNurd team here. They would like us to remind you that, hey, this week's this phase 2 drop of the Climate NFT series is going to help the Yakamama Carbon Forest project in Peru, which also includes the pink dolphin. So look at these little pink dolphins. How can you not help them? So go pick up an NFT. We've got some great climate NFT series. Their floor price is 25 Algo right now. If you're not familiar with the project, it is pretty well thought out. We've got 55 common with no border. These are all these ones that are just the blue background, and they're 5 of 5. So there's a ton of those. They're relatively they're common, right? There's 35 uncommon, has a black border, 25 rare, 20 ultra rare, 15 are crypto rare. These are the ones that you want to look out for. These are the ones that are one of ones that all the collectors are going to want to own. They've got the rainbow background. So if you see this rainbow border, you know that's a one of one. So go check this out. Hey, look, it's not going to load for me fast enough. But look, once you start getting down, they start getting to the rares. You see some colorful backgrounds. You see some zombie me's. And they've got various companies that have lent their logos here for the good cause. And there we go. There's a couple of crypto rares way down here with the different color backgrounds. Ultra rares, crypto rare. Look at this one with the Algorand spacesuit. So anyway, go check those out. There's a bunch of them available right now on Rand. Go scoop some up, and it's for a good cause, so we will help offset some carbon footprints. Last but not least today, we've got Citrus. So Citrus is a great project. I told you earlier there are too many projects for us to track, so we need a project to track the projects. Well, this is it. Go check out citrus.io. Sign up for some initial information. We're going to track projects, rate projects, coordinate them by tags, so it's easy to look and see what's going on in the community. And we'll list things like, hey, what's their confidence score? Who's backing them? What's their LinkedIn? All of those things. So go check it out. Join the email list and help us help you. All right, that's all I got today. Thanks again. And man, it feels good to be back from Decipher and back to making daily videos.